This is our installation video for our lighted shooter covers. These are the parts that are going to come with most sets. You have a wire tap. Now the wire power tap is going to be specific to the game that you have. So this is for a Stern Molex style game here. If you have a WPC 95 or Spike 2, you'll get the appropriate power tap. And some of them will come with this extension, some of them won't. Depends on the model that you need. This is the LED controller. This is going to control the light and remote control. This is the sensor for it, so this has to be exposed to the remote to be able to control it. Most people are just going to set this to the color and be done with it. Battery. Now this is a 4-pin connector that's going to go between your LED controller and your light bar. This is a spacer, plexiglass spacer, that's going to go underneath your current level that's there, or you can install this without the level. These are longer screws that will hold in your level. Comes with wire ties. This is the actual LED part that lights. It's tapered at the end to avoid the ball when it comes out of the shooter. And this is the part that goes over it. Now these are going to be available in mirror and also matte black. If you get it in mirror, there's going to be a plastic coating that you have to remove. Now these are going to be a universal fit for, well, at least your Stern games, so you'll be able to replace this later if you want to. Let's say you have this in your Walking Dead and later you want to get the Munsters and take this off the Walking Dead, or you're selling your Walking Dead, you'll be able to buy just this part, put this on your Munsters, Deadpool, or whatever. So let's get into the installation. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure your machine's off, remove the glass, and store in a safe place. We have the glass off here just to expedite that portion. First thing you're going to do is take a Phillips head screwdriver to remove your level. And we'll skip that so you don't have to watch that. And then you're going to remove your instruction cards. That'll just pop off. And you'll just get a driver that will remove those. Next step, I'll show you how to take this off. Okay, so the level has been removed and I've unscrewed the bolts that hold down your apron. Now your apron's just going to lift right up and off, and that's all that's involved in removing the apron. Okay, so the next step is you're going to get your lighted shooter cover, and that's this. And this is just going to set right over your shooter. And there's the two holes, and there's two holes here, so those will line up. This wire is just going to go down here, and you have the zip ties to clean this up. Then you're going to take your cover, whatever game it is, and line it up also with the screws. Now you're going to have your choice and either use your level again or not. Now if you're going to use your level, use the plexiglass spacer that's going to go over those holes, and your level will go right over that. And then we're going to screw it down with the longer screws that are supplied. And I'll take care of that right now for you. Okay, so I used the level and I put the plexiglass spacer in and screwed it down. Those two screws are going to hold this in nice and tight. And this is beveled at the end to avoid the ball eject. Now take your wire, and it should be zip tied here to hold it in place. And then you're going to just take your apron, and it will drop right in place over your existing wires. And you see over your existing area, and the wire is very hidden right there. So now we're going to tighten this back up and put our instruction cards back down. Okay, so now we have the apron reinstalled with the instruction cards back in. Now this is the particular wire tap that we're using for this installation. You're going to get the power tap that you need for your game. And at the end of this video we have a quick 2-minute section that if you're looking at different power taps that'll go into a little explanation on them. But on our YouTube, we have an in-depth instructions on every power tap that we have. That goes about 3 or 4 minutes. That'll show you exactly how to put it in. Now in this game, the power we're going to get is going to come down here, and the Molex plug is back there, and this is the wire that we drop down from our lighted shooter cover. So I'm going to go ahead and install this, and we'll go to the next step. Okay, so the power tap is installed here, and now we're going to install the LED controller. You're going to take your 5.5 by 2.1 millimeter plug, and it's going to plug right into your LED controller. And then there's a 4-pin connector, and it's going to plug right into the 4 pins there. Now there's a little arrow on here, and there'll be a little arrow on here. So you want to find the arrow, line both of the arrows up, and plug that in. Now we suggest wrapping a little bit of tape around here to keep it secure, or you can use the zip ties to cross it. The zip ties are a little bit harder. But that's the main part of the installation, and now I'll show you how it functions next. Okay, so that has everything installed. Now remember, this is your remote control sensor. So you're going to control it from here. Now everything's done there, so let's take a look at the top here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the game, and because this is light, it's going to take a couple seconds for the camera to adjust. Now that's on rotating different colors. Now of course you can go individual colors. Of course red looks great for The Walking Dead, but you have all the colors that you can scroll through. Gives you over 1 million different combinations. We'll just leave it on red for the moment. Now, it's hard to see there, but there's a good glow of reflection that's going to come into the shooter area, which looks really nice, and it's got a little bit of accent, and you have glowing on the side, so it gives a really good effect. Now again, we have these in mirror, and we're also going to have these on black matte, so you can go with however you want. The remote has total control for brightness. And there's our lighted shooter cover. Thank you. The next 2 minutes we're going to quickly talk about different power taps for different games. So if you're familiar with the power tap on your game, you can just move forward on this video 2 minutes. And we have individual videos on each one of these power taps. Now, one of the main things I do want to talk about is that all our power taps are designed so you won't lose your plug on your game, and that's done by the Z-Connect. If you don't need the Z-Connect to save a port, don't use a Z-Connect because it'll leave exposed wires out. So enjoy the video. Spike 2 system, the wire tap's going to look like this. The Spike 2 system is easy to spot because it's a Stern liquid crystal display, or it's Ghostbusters or Game of Thrones. The location of where the Spike 2 power tap is going to go is it's going to plug in right here, and here's one that's already connected. Your Stern is not a Spike 2 or a WrestleMania or a Kiss, then it's going to be either a White Star or a SAM that uses a Molex plug. And a Molex wire tap is very simple. If you open up your coin door and you look right there, there's the wire tap. This is the wire tap, and it's already installed. Now if you've never had a mod in your game before, you might have to reach up and find the wiring harness and bring it down. But it's going to be right inside your coin door. This is going to be a WPC wire tap. A WPC is a Bally Williams game, and it's easy to identify because you have to pull the wood panel up. The wire tap is going to plug into one of these plugs, and those are going to plug into the wire tap. This is a WPC 95 game, and they're easy to spot because it has a plastic speaker holder for the DMD. On this wire tap, it's going to plug into one of these four. For a Data East or a Sega, it's a large 15-pin connector for your tap, and this is going to plug in right up here. Video on our photosensor relay. And what this is this is a relay that will turn on and off light as light is brought on and off to the photosensor. Now here we're using it to control one of our magnetic hinge covers, but it can be used in a lot of different applications.